Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video on my channel, Hairliciously. For those who are new, make sure to subscribe to the channel to be informed on the latest hair loss treatment news, as well as hair transplant tips. Also, visit my website at hairliciously.com for all of your hair loss treatment needs, including the bestseller microneedling devices. We have the derma rollers, DHT blocking shampoos, hair loss treatment serums, and also my laser helmet. Now, a couple of days ago, one of my YouTube by the username Raymond Kinnick sent me a comment on my previous video regarding an interesting article on a new technology that can supposedly cure baldness. And as you guys all know, the current best treatment for hair loss is with a 5-alpha reductase inhibitor, finasteride and dutasteride. But a lot of people suffering from hair loss are hesitant to use it due to the possible unwanted sexual and neurological side effects. Others don't want to go through hair transplantation, which I think in my opinion is the best way to aesthetically improve someone's appearance if they're suffering from hair loss. But a lot of people don't do it because they're scared, or they think it's painful or it's expensive. And as a result, engineers, University of Wisconsin-Madison, have come up with a universal motion-activated electric stimulation cap that can effectively promote hair regeneration through random body motions. Sounds pretty interesting, so let's go ahead and talk about its mechanism of action. So according to the article that I read, small devices called nanogenerators passively gather energy from day-to-day movements from the patient who is wearing the cap, and then they transmit low-frequency pulses of electricity to the scalp, which in turn, the electric stimulation causes the dormant hair follicles to wake up and promote growth. So according to the study, electric pulses are harmless and they are not going to penetrate any deeper than the very outermost layers of the scalp, which means that there's not going to be any side effects or any harm from using the cap. So literally this cap is zapping the scalp with electricity to help promote hair growth in balding individuals. This really isn't nothing new because decades ago, back in 1990, scientists have actually already studied the biological effects of pulse electrostatic field on the scalp for 36 weeks, and they found out that the mean hair count comparisons within the groups significantly favored the treatment group, which exhibited a 66.1% hair count over baseline. The study even went on to claim that 29 out of the 30 treatment subjects exhibited regrowth or no further hair loss. That is a 97% success rate given that it was a pretty small study group. And they also attribute that the electrical pulse may have caused increased cell mitosis through calcium influx, involving both the hair follicle sheath and the dermal papilla cells. The 1990 study regarding the electric stimulation was powered by a 12-volt battery, but this recent study doesn't involve any batteries and is actually rather done through a wireless patch that actually sticks to the scalp, and it generates electric pulses by harnessing energy from random body movements. And apparently this 1 millimeter thick plastic patch contains layers of various charged materials that produce electricity when it comes in contact and separate again, which is a process known as triboelectric effect. When these patches were actually attached to the backs of rats, the electric pulses stimulated faster hair growth in shaved rats compared with minoxidil and inert saline solution. They also tested the patch on mice who were hairless due to a genetic deficiency in hair growth factors, and after just 9 days, 2 millimeter long fur grew on their skin under the patch, whereas only 1 millimeter long hair grew in adjacent skin areas that was treated with minoxidil and saline solution. So hair density was also 3 times greater for the patch treated areas than those treated with just minoxidil and saline solution. So it really hasn't been tested on humans, but the scientists claim that they actually have tested it on one of their father's bald heads, and it actually grew new hair after a month. So currently they have designed a baseball cap and they are seeking approval to test it in men in a clinical trial. The one thing to note is that this is going to only work in men who are currently losing hair or have recently become bald, since the scalp loses its ability to generate new hair follicles after many years of baldness. For those who have actually been completely bald, or it's been years since you guys actually have bald, this treatment may not work for you. So let's go and talk about what I think about this treatment. The pros would be that there are obviously no known side effects, and that it supposedly works better than minoxidil, at least on rat and mice models. And if that's true, this is good news. But since they the two also operate on different mechanisms of action, perhaps using them together can bring better results. They also don't know exactly, or they don't specify how long you need to wear it per day to reach optimal results, but that's probably going to be tested in their clinical trial. You also have to stay active and moving to make it work. So if you're thinking about wearing it in your sleep, it's not going to do any good. So the cons, like I said, it really has been studied on humans through clinical trials. I did reference the 1990 study, but the actual cap hasn't really been tested on humans other than one of the scientists, his father. So efficacy definitely needs to be tested instead of, like I said, relying on animal models. And it's not, going to be effective in those who are already in an advanced stage of hair loss. And lastly, with any current hair loss treatment medication, it has to be a lifetime commitment, just like any, finasteride, dutasteride, minoxidil, microneedling, laser helmets. So this definitely isn't really a cure, but rather if it is successful, something we can add into our arsenal of hair loss treatments, as it seems to work from a different mechanism of action compared to the ones that we have currently available for hair loss. And since the study did show that it was better than minoxidil, perhaps if that can translate to human clinical trials, it's going to be even better for us. So, obviously the good news is that scientists are always pushing to find innovative and effective ways to treat hair loss. And, with current treatments in stem cell research, I don't think that this would really be a viable treatment. But I might be wrong, and you would have to, just wait and see exactly what happens with the results. So let me know what you guys think about this treatment. Leave me some comments if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.